Everyone, welcome to this tutorial I've done here which guides you through the steps in preparing the data for assignment 2. The first step is to find the files you need. Now these of course can be gained from the New South Wales Department of Housing website, the Australian Bureau of Statistics website. To save time, I've put them under help for assignments. So just click on these links down here and you can find the files you'll need. You'll need basically the three files, the two data files here and the help guide which I'm talking about now. It's quite a good idea to print this out and have it next to you. Hi again. Look, the data you need for your assignment is in the file called sales_GMR trend 91 Q1 to Q4.xls. It was the first file you downloaded. Just to have a look there are probably four things that you would probably see in this file. Explain, which is the first page, which is explanatory notes and table of contents. You don't really need that for your analysis. AD, which is all dwellings. We're not interested in this sheet. NS, which is non-strata, mainly homes. And S, which is strata titles, mostly apartments. We're now going to transform the text date to a numeric date. This makes the data easier to sort and graph. Firstly, make a copy of the NS worksheet. Work with this copy. It's always a good idea to make an additional worksheet just in case you make a mistake. Highlight the whole of row 4, the one with the dates. Either right mouse click and select Insert, or hit the Insert button in the ribbon. The ribbon is the little tab up the top. Select C4 and insert the formula equals date value C5. Change the cell formatting to date. A short date is quick and easy, but you might make a custom format to show only month and year. Copy the date value formula from C4 across to all the cells to cell GS4 for December 2015. Why? Because that's all the data we have. Now we're going to remove the redundant date row. This is a little bit tricky. Copy the whole of row 4. In the ribbon, select Paste and paste values. Not the formula, it won't work. Check that the two dates still match up. If not, then you've pasted into the wrong cell. Undo, which is the top right hand corner here. Sorry, left hand corner. Don't know my left from my right. Check that the formula has been replaced with a date. Highlight and delete the whole of the redundant rows, row 5. At this stage, and always save as you go. Now we're going to remove the redundant additional columns. On the same sheet where we've just fixed up the dates, the copy you've got there, highlight the data array from cell C4 to cell GS62. That's all the data. In the ribbon, hit the Data tab and select Sort. In the Options button, select Sort left to right, then click OK. In the Sort By, select row 4, the dates row, then click OK. Sorry about that. Lost my spot. Data should then be resorted with the dates in order on the left and redundant notes and columns on the right. Hit the Home tab on the ribbon. Highlight the whole columns from columns CY to GS. Hit the Delete button on the ribbon. Save your work. This next section is a little bit fiddly, so I've split it up into 3 parts. The first step, so what we're doing now here is adjusting for inflation. So the first step is to access the latest issue of the Consumer Price Index spreadsheet from the Australian Bureau of Statistics, Report 6401. I provided a link to that under Help with Assignments in case you're wondering where you got the other data file from there. Download and open the Excel file for Table 5 or Table 9. Choose the appropriate inflation index. I chose Housing, Sydney. Hit the hyperlink to take you to the series in the Data 1 worksheet. Note that this series doesn't start till September 1972, and our median prices data do not start till March 1991. So there are a few redundant rows. In this part, again, we're moving across two worksheets. So you'll need the, spreadsheet. So you'll need the spreadsheet that you have the house price data in, as well as the data, as well as the ABS worksheet that you've just downloaded. So hopefully you've selected the index numbers for housing for Sydney by clicking on the hyperlink. Copy columns A through to E to a new worksheet. Create a new worksheet there so you don't lose your original data. Delete columns B, C and D. You don't really need food, alcohol and clothing prices, although they're all things I suppose we need. Relabel the heading to something shorter and more meaningful. This should leave you with two columns, date and CPI. So the date is right on the bottom there, right? So you're just getting rid of the other index numbers. Then return to your other worksheet. In this next section, what I'm doing here is I'm going to copy across the housing CPI figures that were in the Australian Bureau of Statistics worksheet that we've got, and using a paste transpose function, put them so that they are going across with the date in our spreadsheet that we have with our housing price data. So the first step then is to return to your medium house pricing data, which is your non-strata worksheet. Okay, so at the top of that, insert two new rows above the current date row. Then you return to your old worksheet, your CPI worksheet, and copy the two columns that you had for date and CPI of Sydney house prices. Now return to your medium prices housing data worksheet, the one with the long name. Highlight a cell in column B, the uppermost of your rows. Select B2 it's B2 in my worksheet. In the ribbon, find the paste function and hit the down arrow on the paste function to see a drop-down list. Select transpose. This should give you the housing CPI figures going along with the same dates. Check that the dates on both date rows correspond with each other. The other thing I do here is make sure before you copy all this across that you've selected from March 1991 onwards. I hope that helps. Okay, sorry about that. Look, in the next step, it's a little bit tricky, and the instructions I've given you aren't absolutely correct. I'm sorry about that. It's probably done in an older version of Excel, which allowed you to do something that you can't do now, such as life, as Ned Kelly said. So what you need to do, firstly, is create a new worksheet of the data that you have there, and in this new worksheet, you'll refer back to the values that you had previously. So in your new worksheet, just locate the first figure you have. In mine, this is in C4, which is the price for the Sydney, Greater Sydney inflation. So what we're going to do is adjust that by the CPI figure there. So really in this, we want to insert a formula that says equals the value of that, right, divide by the inflation, the CPI figure, divide by 100, close brackets. So what we'll do firstly is go back to, firstly type in the equal on the new worksheet that you put there, which is C4, which is the Greater Sydney. It's your first numerical value. Then say equals the value on your old worksheet that you copied across. Mine is NS2, yours might be something. Divide by, and this is important, the value of the CPI, C whatever that is. Mine, I think it's C2. C$2 divide by 100, close brackets. So that's the value of that period. So that's, in this case, the first Sydney price for Greater Sydney, divide by the CPI adjustment figure, which is, in my case, C$2 divide by 100, close brackets. Then copy that across on your new worksheet and you've adjusted for inflation, and hopefully you'll feel proud.